Well, y'all, I am back. It is shortly after 8. I'm back in my car garage, and I'm headed home. I'm back in my home state of Kentucky, my old Kentucky home, but I do have about an hour drive to get to my house. So I'm probably going to stop for a coffee. The airport, MCO in Orlando, Florida was crazy. The baggage line and the other line, the TSA, was wrapped around the building, and it took me all that time, and I got there in enough time, and I got to my gate just as they were about to start boarding. So I honestly thought I was gonna miss my flight, but I didn't, and I made it. But I didn't have time to grab coffee or anything. So I am actually going to do that now and have it for my drive home. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly. On this channel, we discuss faith, food, fitness, and whatever else strikes my fancy at the time. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are a new subscriber, I'm glad to have you here. Anyway, let's get right to the point. First of all, I want to say a very happy Mother's Day. This video, this recap, part 3 of my solo trip to Florida. I'm going to try to keep it really short, get right to the point, but I want to say happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. I hope that you are enjoying your day. I've had a beautiful, wonderful day, and I still have more to do in a little while with my husband. So anyway, just wanted to say that, but let's get to the point of the video. So if you have followed and seen part 1 and part 2 of my solo trip to Florida, where I chronicled a travel day and also Saturday, and then I did a video from Sunday when I went to Universal Studios by myself. I took out a lot of the food parts just because it was going to make the video too long and the video would not upload. That's why I had to break it down into 3 parts. Basically, what I'm going to show you at the end of the video is some of the things that I ate while I was there. On Friday, I didn't really eat much. I had some biltong and some water. And then when I arrived, I went to Chili's with one of the hosts that picked me up. I had a bunless burger and some green beans, which you will see at the end of the video. It was delicious. I went to the grocery store after that. You will see a short haul from that showing you some of the things that I kept in my room. On Saturday, I did not have the hotel breakfast. I ate some of the things that I had brought. And then after church that day, so I only ate probably twice, and then a snack, maybe some yogurt and some berries later. But they made sure that I was taken care of, and they had plenty of meats and salad for me to eat. So that's pretty much what I had. Everything was delicious. It was fine. All was well. On Sunday, I got up and I went to a local restaurant called Excelente. I believe that's what it was called. Anyway, I had a Philly steak and cheese omelet, which was delicious, and a lightly dressed salad on the side, which was also amazing. That was the day that I went to Universal Studios. I do need to back up for a second. I forgot to say on Friday at dinner time, I took myself to Red Lobster. I had salmon and Brussels sprouts and a Caesar salad. When they brought the Brussels sprouts, there were crispy onions on top, which I just ended up eating. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not even gonna lie. I was not about to send it back. I just ate it the way it was. You'll see a picture of that. That was good, but I did not have the Cheddar Bay biscuits. I asked them not to bring them to the table, and I didn't have them. Jumping back ahead to when I went to Universal Studios, I had that breakfast. I was full. It kept me very satisfied. I walked about 7 miles maybe when I was there. Probably would have been more, but I spent a lot of time standing in lines, but I had a good time. I walked, I felt good. I felt absolutely amazing. And then after I left there, I did not eat at the park. I didn't eat anything at the park. I drank water and electrolytes. So I left, and then I went to the boardwalk, and I had a steak and some asparagus and some veggies. I also had some lettuce wraps. Now, when they brought them to me, I could taste in the chicken that there was some sweetness to it. So I figured there was some sugar there, okay? I did not bother to send it back. again, it's just, I'm on a trip. I was enjoying myself, and I ate the chicken wraps and I didn't send them back. So that was delicious. One thing, hold on, and this is where it gets a little tricky. One sec. Now, because I always promise on this channel, I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to tell you any lies. I'm not going to make up stuff, pretend like I didn't do what I did, right? I believe in total and complete transparency. So what I did end up having when I was waiting for my trolley, about 45 minutes or so, to come back and get me from the park, I ended up having ice cream. It was a decision. It was a choice that I made. And I don't live my life with regrets. I'm not going to pretend that I did not eat ice cream, because I did, okay? And here's one thing that I want to be clear. One thing that I have noticed is that sometimes when I talk about things like that, I have a tendency to lose subscribers, which I understand, and I'm not even mad about it. Back when I was doing low carb, starting from the beginning, when I would see people do videos that I followed and they would talk about different times when they would come off, it would irritate me, and a lot of times I would unfollow people too, just because that's not what I was doing at the time. But I need to give you some context here. I'm not new to this. I'm not doing this for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I've been doing this since 2016, y'all. 2016. So I have been doing this for 8 years. It is 2024, right? So I've been doing this off and on, mainly on for 8 years. So I'm not new to this, and I'm not going to pretend on this channel that there are certain things that I'm never going to eat again. For the most part, I know what works best for my body. I know what makes me feel the best. It does make me feel the best to eat low carb. It keeps away the joint pain and some inflammation, but I personally do not have, that I know of, any serious underlying conditions. Now, if you find yourself in that particular position, or if you have a lot of weight to lose at this point, then the way that I do low carb may be something that does not work for you. And I understand that. I'm not even mad about it. I understand. But what I try to put across is that for me at this point, after 8 years and pretty much being where I want to be, besides some toning and some recomposition, this is a lifestyle. It is not a prison for me, right? People have different ways that they do this, and that's just kind of the way that I do it. So yes, I had some ice cream. And again, I wouldn't fault anyone who decided not to. And there are times when I've been on trips when I didn't have ice cream, right? But on the moments and times when I decide that's what I'm going to do, that's what I do. And I don't live my life with regret. I come back and I get back on track and I do what I need to do. Sometimes, admittedly, it's harder to get back on track than others. And that's just being honest. That's part of the price that you pay. But I count up the costs, I make my decisions, and then I plan future days accordingly. So that's what I did. Now, let's get to the weight part of it. So I could tell before that, I felt myself really, really slim. I felt like I was doing really, really well. I did not feel like I had gained any weight at all. Oh, I forgot this too, because I'm gonna be completely honest. My flight, I left my hotel at like 2:30 in the morning. My flight left shortly after 5. I landed back in Kentucky, and I had to drive my car for about an hour and 10 minutes home. I was extremely exhausted because we got up so early that I pulled over and I had breakfast. So I went to Cracker Barrel. I went to Cracker Barrel. I didn't have pancakes, French toast, or that, but I did have something during breakfast that was off plan that I won't go into detail. I don't want anybody to be triggered, but I wanted to be fully transparent, right? I don't tell no lies on this channel. If I choose to do something, I choose to do it, and I'm gonna tell you that I did it. Okay. So anyways, when I got home, I never weigh in at the end of the day as a determiner anyway, but anytime that you travel, and of course, when you're eating sugary things or carby things, especially when you don't eat them normally, you do tend to retain water. So I waited till the next morning to weigh in just to see where I was. And I was the same. I was the same as before I went. So I knew that there was a little bit of water weight from some of the things that I ate, and also from travel because I flew. So I wanted to give it a couple of days just to see where I was and if I had actually lost weight, because I kind of had a feeling that I did, because I really felt like I did, and I still do. What happened was that I mentioned in the community part is that the lady time started. Won't go all into detail of that. I know that most of my audience is women. There are some males too, so we won't go too far into that. But, you know, lady time came. So I still, at this point, don't really have an accurate measurement, but I can say this, that even though that's going on, I've still maintained the same weight, which is 178 and a fraction here or there. So I was totally shocked and surprised that I'm still maintaining that number, even at this point with whatever is going on. So I am curious to see where I'm at once all of that has passed. And as a matter of fact, during this week, I even dipped at one point and saw 177 and a fraction, which I've not seen that number in forever, right? So anyway, I'm just staying on track with my working out. I worked out at the hotel, and I also, like I said, walked quite a bit when I went to the park. So I maintain a very active lifestyle with cardio and weights as well. And probably 85 to 90% of the time, I am eating keto, low carb. A lot of times I'm eating almost carnivore, except the times like that when I decided to do something different, and I did it. So, you know, now you know. One thing I'm not going to do on this channel is I'm not going to lie and I'm not going to pretend. One thing that I'm not is not a fake. Okay? But it does not seem to have, damaged me too bad. And I'm looking forward to see, in a few days when everything else has gone away, and just to kind of see where we are. So, I may come back and talk about that if there's anything new to share in that regard. But I thank you so much if you watched my other videos, if you did not catch the last two. But thank you so much for coming back to watch this video. And if it is upsetting or disappointing to some people, again, I understand. I won't try to talk you out of your feelings. I'm merely just sharing that this is my life. I've been doing this for 8 years, you guys. I'm not going to pretend that there are some things that I'm never going to touch in my life. I'm just not going to do that, right? Most of the time, that is what I do. That is what I do most of the time. It is the way that I feel the best. And again, if you have underlying conditions or if you have a lot of weight to lose, I can understand why that would be something you wouldn't want to do and wouldn't want to watch someone else do it, because it may be triggering to you, which is why I'm not including pictures of any of that here. I don't even want to get into, the details of that. But I am still on this journey. I have not left. It is a lifestyle, again, not a prison that I'm enjoying. But anyway, I pray that you enjoyed this journey. That is it for my Florida trip. I pray that you enjoy the rest of your day, rest of your Mother's Day for all of the women who are watching this video. I pray that you are shown all of the love that you deserve. Anyway, you all have a blessed and wonderful day. Until next time. I got a rotisserie chicken. I got 2 prepared salads. One is a boar's head chef salad. One is a just vegetable salad. I got a couple of things of steamed veggies, a couple of them. I got some 2 good yogurts. I got a Lily's chocolate bar. I got some Quest protein puffs to snack on if I get the urge. I got me a gallon of water. I already have a really large bottle that was in my luggage. And I got some fruit that I'm going to have with the yogurt. Now, there's berries in here. There is some watermelon as well, but it is a small amount. And, just for the time, it is what it is. I feel like I made some pretty good choices. There's also places to eat.